So guys, the former governor of Kaduna State has come under fire after he came out to make statements about why the terrorists are not ready to leave their kidnapping business. The Fulani militia, the Fulani extremists, they are not ready to leave their kidnapping businesses because they are making a whole lot of money, and he's urging the government to go hard on them. But that has come with a whole lot of backlash. Now, let me show you what El-Rufai said. This person said, breaking news, former Kaduna State Governor El-Rufai has said that banditry has become highly lucrative, making it difficult for those involved to abandon it willingly. According to him, a Fulani man who previously spent nearly a year to earn about 100,000 naira from cattle trading can now make over 1 million naira in a single transaction through banditry. El-Rufai noted that under such conditions, it is unrealistic to expect bandits to voluntarily return to their former way of life. He stressed that the situation requires a firm and decisive response from the government, adding that only sustained military pressure combined with legal action can compel the perpetrators to lay down their arms. El-Rufai speaking. Now, before we get to the reaction, see what this headline here says. Today, this post was posted just some few hours ago. Today, on our way back from Enugu, we encountered kidnappers along the road. We hope the Nigerian police will come to our rescue as we try to follow them. But to our shock, the police vehicle stopped and quickly turned back. The way we had to retreat was intense. Sadly, some people were kidnapped, and we pray that they are safe wherever they are. This happened in Enugu. And a few days ago, we heard that gunmen, terrorists, came out from the forest and opened fire. About 5 guardmen in Oyo State, Ibadan, were all killed in Yoruba land. Recently, we saw that in Ondo State, terrorists killed a nursing mother and also took the baby with them. They kidnapped the woman and took the infant baby alongside. They are all over the places. El-Rufai is saying that the government needs to go hard. But guess what? That has come with a lot of backlash. Like you can see here, troops raid kidnappers' hideout, kill suspects after attempt to disarm soldiers. In Plateau, kidnappers then they went there and bite some of them. They were trying to collect guns from military men or so, and they were able to trace their hideouts and disarm them, bite them. But now see how Nigerians have reacted to this El-Rufai statement. This is coming after a guy was sentenced to death by hanging just like 2 days ago. This guy was arrested during the regime of El-Rufai as the governor of Kaduna State. What was his crime? He went to defend his people in southern Kaduna. Possibly a Fulani man died in that occasion also. He was arrested. 2 courts. The case was tried in 2 different courts. One court exonerated him, while the other court is insisting that he must be sentenced to death by hanging for self-defense. Now, see how this guy has replied El-Rufai. This person said, Victor Solomon's case is that of self-defense. That's the guy that has been sentenced to death. Is that of self-defense against the marauding Fulani Islamist militias at the height of their massacre of the Adara people of southern Kaduna, an issue that climaxed with the assassination of the Adara first-class monarch. A southern Kaduna monarch even lost his life during that attack. His Royal Highness Maiwada Galadima, the Agwamdara and conversion of his reign into an emirate, the Busha of Kaduna, El-Rufai. So during the El-Rufai's time, they converted the kingdom of this man where he was ruling into an emirate, meaning a Fulani man took over, to become an emir. He went ahead to say, is it not funny that while none of the Islamic militia men is paying for their genocidal massacre in Adara land, Zidane, that Victor Solomon, is being sentenced to death by hanging for self-defense against their attacks? He now portrayed this photo showing El-Rufai handing money to the terrorists, the Fulani militia. So guys, when it comes to insecurity, the northern leaders cannot be exonerated. I mean, you cannot exonerate them. See, Trump said he's coming. They say Trump shouldn't come. Netanyahu said, Prime Minister of Israel said he's coming. They say he shouldn't come. They are comfortable with the killings in the north, in southern Kaduna. Go to Zamfara. When we say Zamfara, you think it's only Muslim. The killings in Zamfara are mostly in Christian-dominated areas. I watched a guy who was listing communities that are Christian in Zamfara state. You will not believe your ears. How much area of Zamfara are Christian dominated, and these are the places they've been forcing them to convert. So guys, El-Rufai has really come under fire after this guy was sentenced to death like 2 days ago, and Nigerians have been reacting, asking what was his crime. Let me see, read out what this guy tweeted, the person who brought the news out. He said, breaking report reaching me has it that a Kaduna High Court has sentenced Victor Solomon, popularly known as Zidon, to death by hanging for murder. Zidon was arrested by El-Rufai-led government in 2018 for defending his Adara community against Fulani terrorists. He was charged for murder in 2 different state high courts, which one of the courts acquitted him of the charge while the other condemned him to death. Why should same charges be filed in 2 different state high courts? This is another case of self-defense getting the death sentence in Nigeria. In October 2025, I visited Zidane in Kaduna prison, where he assured me that since one court has acquitted him of the same charge, the other will do the same. Zidane was wrong. He believed too much in the compromised judiciary where judges dish out sentences based on the accused's fate. This is Zidane. He has been sentenced to death by hanging. The same situation like Sunday Jackson. That is what is happening to this guy. So guys, El-Rufai is being dragged that this guy was sentenced during his regime. And now El-Rufai is calling out the government that the only way to stop terrorism is to go hard on them. Anyway, guys, you can see that the North is really so complacent. Gumi is one of those people that say, don't vote for people who will kill the bandits. They are our warriors. So many statements have been linked to Gumi that shows support for terrorism, you know. But you can see where we are. Anyway, guys, let me allow you to take a look at some of these videos and let me know your honest reaction in the comment section below. Please don't forget to subscribe and turn on the bell notification. Thank you.
Personally, I'm not happy. I'm not joking. I am not just happy. Because if you know what these people have done to Nigeria, they have destroyed our life, they have destroyed our economy, they have destroyed our respect all over the world. What kind of thing is this? Every day, these people keep demarketing Nigeria as if there's nobody here. What kind of thing is this? This man that is talking now, Gumi, in Saudi Arabia, they declared him persona non grata, Mosisi. That is the seat of the Islamic world. But here in Nigeria, this man is behaving as if he owns Nigeria. Please, is that something that should give you some cheer? That a man is talking like this, giving us an ultimatum against terrorists and all that. In a country that you call a sovereign state, terrorists are here dictating the... Look, there are things you don't even need to talk about. When Donald Trump said that we're a disgraced country, I now realize what he meant. No country whatsoever can tolerate this type of nonsense. Seriously. And people are here. They're blaming Donald Trump for whatever. Are you serious? The man is so annoying that he had to come in by force. And Nigerian government and their ability, they are just there. If they had done the needful, will Donald Trump enter here? Why did he go to Ghana? Why did he go to Ghana? Very embarrassing situation that Nigeria have lost everything. We are not worth a penny now before the international community. And you are calling yourself a giant of Africa. In economy, in politics, in infrastructure, nothing. In democracy, nothing to show the whole world. And we are seeing here clapping. One man was making noise that he is growing the fastest political party in the whole world. I said, look at that. Look at that. The fastest political party in the whole world. Are you serious? What about the fastest growing economy in the whole world? The political party. Are there not people that are running into your party to save their head from EFCC for the crime they committed? Is there any other reason? Mention one person that entered APC that doesn't have a skeleton in their cupboard. Please mention one person. Let us start from there. That somebody will come into Nigeria, into America, and take part of America and sack the people there and take over the place. Can such a thing happen?
When was the last time we had about suicide bombing? Happen.
It hasn't happened. But it's happening here, and you are living with it. And you are still trying to give me excuses here.
Barrister, nobody is giving
you are trying to do that, and I will not agree with you. America, Donald Trump is putting America first. With this kind of behavior, look, no country dare touch America. Donald Trump, that DT, it means don't touch. Don't touch. DT.
You're basically campaigning.
I am telling you, I swear to God, if I have the power, Donald Trump, I will do more than him.
Okay.
Because this world will need a disciplinarian, because everybody is going gaga. Look at what happened in Tanzania. Because of election, one woman carried all the opposition and clamped them into detention. Is that democracy? Please tell me. Is that democracy? Such a place needs a disciplinarian to teach them a lesson. That's what I'm saying. These people that are disturbing us here, giving us ultimatum that if we Christians don't convert to Muslims, all of them will die or they will be paying them due. This kind of thing, is it not annoying?
Okay.
If you have a government, we don't behave like that. We don't behave like that.
Let's touch on a few other headlines, still from first.
Is that Donald Trump threatening the whole world or some selected countries because of what they are doing? The whole of Latin America is powered by cocaine trade. The whole of Latin America, cocaine is their main trade. And Donald Trump said, look, you are shipping this into my country.
And it's affecting.
It's affecting my youth and everybody. Yes, we don't want it. How else will do you think Donald Trump is like Nigeria? Who will see terrorists strolling into Nigeria from wherever and you won't talk? No, tell me. So please, I like what the man is doing. Whether, yes, it may not be right in international law, but he is doing something to protect his people. Look, there is nothing as good as when a president says something and you follow it, especially during his inauguration. He said America first. Mr. Okoro and Moses, please, with what Donald Trump is doing today, can any terrorist, no matter how drunk he is, enter America to mess up?
Well, they still have their own internal issues.
Leave internal matter, please. Psychopaths, yes, there are people that are angry and all that. That one is the... I said terrorists, like we have in Nigeria, who will come in here and say...
Do they have ungoverned spaces? I don't think they do.
There are wide...
No, there are issues.
Hold on.
Which one do you mean by ungoverned spaces?
All this defense is not enough, please. All this defense is not enough.
No, it's not defense. We're having a conversation.
Yes, I know. Look, there are wide life in America, wide spaces that are nobody. Are you getting on? But the fact remains that no terrorists can enter America and last for 24 hours. Two of us. No matter how powerful Donald Trump or any American president may be, he will never be like Adolf Hitler.
Well, some will argue that he's getting there.
No, he will never.
Some will argue that he's getting there because he's been doing everything on check. I mean, the Senate and the House of Rep in the U.S. they are basically a Republican House of Senate.
Leave politics alone. Donald Trump is trying to bring sanity in a troubled world. Every rogue government in the whole of this world should watch it.
So who checks him now?
For what now? For what? He's doing a good job. That is the same thing God brought Jesus Christ and Moses to do. When Pharaoh was becoming whatever, is it not Moses that God sent to go and deal with him? So God will always bring somebody to deal with a bad situation at any point in time.
Well, with the statement, that's not just a statement of that's a fact. Power corrupts. Absolute power corrupts absolutely.
Yes, that is.
The world is giving Donald Trump, some will argue, an absolute power which will corrupt him absolutely.
The U.S. Parliament is more powerful than Donald Trump.
Not this current parliament that they're all afraid of Donald Trump.
Remember, you have the Democrat and you have the Republican. Is Donald Trump commanding all of them? The answer is no.
I mean, the House is being controlled by Republican, both the Senate and the House of Representatives. And the Republican, the lawmakers on the Republican Party, I mean, the Republican Party is definitely a Donald Trump party now. And they are all afraid of him.
No, listen.
If stories is not to be believed anyway.
Is the citadel, the bastion of democracy, they wouldn't want to violate it. Ask me if what Donald Trump is doing is right. Yes, it may not be right in international policy, in international law. But the other way around, the people that Maduro chased out of Venezuela, what happened to them because of politics? How can you come into government and start acting like a god? No, tell me.
This is exactly what Donald Trump is doing now. He's acting like a god right now.
Did Donald Trump will chase anybody out of America because he's powerful, because of the politics he's playing?
Well, it is a high-handedness in the immigration system. It's like chasing people out of America. Some would
Solomon, we need a Donald Trump to checkmate these terrorists. I'm telling you. If there is no Donald Trump, they will overrun this world, and one day you and I will be in trouble. Didn't you hear what Israel said the other day? That all Christians must convert to Islam, or else they will be killed, or they will start paying them tax to save their head. What kind of arrogance is that, please, for God's sake? No, tell me, will Donald Trump tolerate such a nonsense? We are talking of a very serious matter here. What these people are doing and what Donald Trump is doing, which one is worse? Can't you think of all these things? These people have turned this world into something else.
The Oyo State Police Command has confirmed the killing of 5 personnel of the Old Oyo National Park by people suspected to be bandits in a late-night attack on the National Park Service office in Oloka, Ikoyi-Ile, in Orire local government area of the state. Well, the incident, which occurred at about 9 p.m. on Tuesday, January 6, 2026, was first reported on social media with a post on X stating that armed men had stormed the National Park Service facility and killed 5 officers on duty. Well, reacting to the development, the Police Public Relations Officer, PPRO, of the command, DSP, Ayalande Olayinka, had confirmed the attack, describing it as a coordinated assault by yet-to-be-identified assailants. Security presence has since been heightened around Orire local government area and its environs, as residents remain anxious over the development, where the police assured members of the public that efforts were ongoing to stabilize the area, recover the bodies of the slain personnel, and bring the perpetrators to justice. That's the usual payoff line. Where the National Park Service office is located close to a vast forest corridor that has in the past raised security concerns among local communities and security agencies. Nigerians woke yesterday to this very unfortunate news, and our hearts go out to people that lost loved ones in that very unsavory incident. And I'm just wondering, in Oyo State, unknown gunmen this time, Nigeria has clearly been enveloped by insecurity. We have a situation where there was a bomb blast, an attack on terrorist hideouts in Sokoto. And what the security agencies told us, the Nigerian government told us that, look, they were acting on intelligence and that they are monitoring the movement of these terrorists. Monitoring their movements with intelligence, and it got to a point where you don't even know, probably where they bifurcated, open source, people go here, people go there. So what is the value of that intelligence if you are monitoring them and you cannot take them out? Now they have wreaked havoc in parts of Oyo State. Who knows where else it will be? Quite unfortunate. Now it speaks to the larger issue, surrounding the problems of insecurity. And I asked, and I keep asking, we have a situation where people are hailing United States of America, people are hailing Trump for stepping in. No problem, I like that. But the question I've always asked is, for how long are we going to do this? How long is the United States going to do this? There is something in insecurity, there's something they call open source. You see how Boko Haram started. First of all, it was Boko Haram. They splintered. They had Lakurawa, they had Mahmuda, and within Lakurawa and Mahmuda, they are likely to have leadership problems, and they will splinter again. That's open source. They keep dividing, splintering, until you have about 30, 40 of them. And you are unable to track them. In this situation now, who takes responsibility for what happened in Oyo State? We don't know. So it's not lone wolf. There could be a sect. And it's very well coordinated. Take out 5 people. Now it's in Oyo State. And by the time you trace them to Oyo State, probably they are back to Taraba. And from Taraba, before you know it, they are in Niger. How are we going to solve this problem with the assistance and collaboration of the United States of America? If you ask me, the onus lies on the federal government, the military, the Nigerian security agencies, because you have boots on ground. If you are doing air surveillance and you are tracking them and you are not taking them out, for what need? What's the need of that intelligence? What's the need of that? And people from Southwest, the governors have been shouting, we have these people infiltrating the Southwest. When they were taken out in some parts of the Northwest, they started trickling in, to the Southwest. The governors met. Well, I don't know the outcome of their meeting, but they met, and all of these. We see people, Aboyeka farmers, I hope I got the word right. They have been complaining, over 4,000 of their members killed in cold blood, in farms, in forests, in the Southwest. I don't even want to talk about what's going on in parts of Tinubu and Ebonyi State. The South is not spared. The entire country is enveloped by insecurity. And we have a government we have security agencies, we have the new Minister of Defense, we have the new Chief of Defense, we have new Chief of Army Staff, Air Force, and everything. The synergy is simply not there. We had better get these things right, otherwise Nigeria will unravel, and if it does, it will be very, very disastrous.
There's a lot going on around the world. Even the world now might unravel, as you say it might unravel, and a lot is happening. But, China is there throwing threats at America. Some are arguing if that's AI or if that's actual threats. Even though China is, a booming economy, but do they really have what it takes to confront America head on? And some, a lot is going on the world stage. But back home in Nigeria, our problems are not as big as that of some other countries, but we are dealing with it with kid gloves, unfortunately so. These people, it has become obvious to every Nigerian, even a child born a week ago, that the government, at all levels, are not ready to fight the issue of insecurity in Nigeria for whatever reasons. And the very hurtful part in all of it is that Nigerians are the ones paying with their lives. The lives of Nigerians are placed on the table, and politics is being played with it, and people are dying. Now, we've seen the spate of insecurity, banditry, kidnappings, killings, and infiltrating the South. It's gradually eating deep into the South. And when it starts, very soon we need to get to Lagos. And by getting to Lagos, I mean that level. I know we have a bit of skirmishes here and there, but very soon it need to be that level if care is not taken. So nobody is safe. Nowhere is safe. Nowhere, really. And what is the government doing? Like my colleague said, you put out information that, okay, we are monitoring these people. And what is the value of that information? No arrests, all right? Even when some other security agency, Amotekun, arrest a large number of them, 39 of them, what was done? We saw them, their backs turned to the cameras, and and then addressing the press that yes, we saw them in the forest. They were running away from the Sokoto bombing, and we arrested them. And then what? Shortly after that, we saw bombings of police station and other insecurity being perpetrated in that very state. Now it's Oyo. It will get to a point where the other day it was Ayo that was being done in Lagos, and then we saw people brandishing guns underneath. So whether you like it or not, whether you admit it or not, guns are in hands that it shouldn't be. We have guns around. Some people are beginning to procure weapons and keep them for whatever reason. Now, it will get to a stage where those weapons will come out and people will decide to protect themselves against attackers. And then, I guess then, my colleague, Chukwuma Okoro, will throw his hands in the air and say, truly, finally, Nigeria is a failed state, according to the books. But it's gradually coming to that. So when the world, the outside world are dealing with bigger issues, we're dealing with issues that ordinarily, if government is willing to sort out, it can be sorted out within a week. Within a week, these people can be routed and decimated, their numbers largely depleted, and we'll be done with them. We can do it.
Yes,
but we choose not to.
Yes, I like your position. I align my thoughts with yours. But I would like also to add that those bigger issues that the world is dealing with, started small and they were not taken care of.
Exactly.
So because we don't punish small crimes here, that is why the big ones thrive. And gradually, it looks like it is not. It might not be looking like it, but gradually it is taking the shape of it. When countries unravel, they start small, and those early warning signals are ignored. So when you ignore them, it will get to a point where it spins out of control, because that friction is always there. And if you don't manage that friction, if it spins out of control, that is where there will be a problem. Like you said, people brandishing guns, it will get to a point where, hey, government, if you can't protect me, I have to protect myself. Then that is the state of anarchy, where the state will have lost the legitimacy of the monopoly of the control of the legitimacy of
violence.
Monopoly of violence. You know, monopoly of violence, you understand? And they also understand what I mean. So if we are gradually getting to that point, a tipping point, and I'm sure we have even reached the tipping point where any little spark now, you know, could ignite a very dangerous conflagration, especially when people believe that, look, government is complicit in all that is happening. And the fact that government is not even taking these things seriously, taking them seriously to the extent that instead of government being active, even when they have failed to be proactive, and they are active and not just reactive, the government is hiding, you know, under the principles of and tenets of propaganda. And as we speak at this moment, nobody can tell where our president and commander-in-chief is at this moment. So it is deeply troubling that in the midst of all these people are killed here and there, nobody can account for where our president is.
Our president is nowhere to be found, and he's not even speaking from where he is. Instead, what we are seeing is pictures that you know is sparking arguments that it might be doctored,
generated here and
AI generated pictures and the rest. It's appalling. The other day I heard gunshots in my estate. I mean, I heard sound, and it was past midnight, and my wife was like, "Is that gunshots or
is it fireworks?"
Fireworks. I said, "That's not fireworks. That's not the sound of fireworks. That's gunshots." And it went on for a period of about 5 minutes, repeatedly. The sound kept going, boom, 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 for like 5 minutes before there was calm. So,
I beg Nigerians, where is your president? Where is Chief Bola Tinubu, the master strategist president? APC people, share holiday never reach, share Christmas and New Year never finish. Because now under this APC federal affliction government, the all progressives affliction, now we don't see say commander-in-chief and president of more than 200 million people, if it they operate as a ghost worker. Commander-in-chief be like ghost worker, if it just waka lost and the country go just they move on autopilot because uri buruku lenshe. New Year holiday don't finish, other leaders don't go back their countries, they strategize on how to make their citizens' life better. Our own go there on ghost mode. When they come back, it be like Pharaoh don't return. It be like the emir of hardship don't come with new policies on how to increase the sufferhead of the people because Ushilenshe. A country where they say 25th of December, Christmas Day, another country can't help you to bomb terrorists for your own country. That same country, there is no negative statistics where we know they deal with. More than 140 million people living in extreme and multi-dimensional poverty. One of the top 3 most terrorized countries in the world. One of the worst conditions of living, high youth unemployment, high inflation, out of school children nearly 18 million. Corruption and criminality is a department in government in this country. Yet, president can decide to go and operate like a private citizen. President, people go just tell you, say he has traveled to Europe. The president is here using taxpayer money to do what? That is Nigeria and the only country. For other places, when tragedy happen, leader go cut in trip short, come back to the country. For Nigeria, when calamity happen, the president go start in Agbada, start in Babariga, enter plane, jet out of the country with taxpayer money because there is no accountability, there are no consequences. You are the luckiest set of people in the world. Ori Buruku Leshe Nigerian government. That is president day. The last time where President Tinubu tweets, now picture of him and Rwanda president, and even the same picture self Grok day inside, because now fake it till you make it. I don't know this affinity with forgery. Even if you actually meet with the person, why Grok go sign go there on top of picture where we go need to post? As when I did there 3 days ago, they don't attack Niger State. According to reports, more than 40 people killed, some abducted, they burned down communities. President day holiday. 2 days ago, they don't enter Oyo State. National Park Service, according to the governor, about 5 National Park Service men were killed in an attack by terrorists in Oyo State. President still day holiday. APC people, the person where they go blame now the governor, but now their president might be the master strategist, because now master strategist story buruku night when they do for this country. What a shame of a government. But unfortunately, when your presence is not felt, your absence will mean nothing to the people. A government of incompetence that has a covenant with failure. You only know how to deliver bad leadership to the people. See United States where they can't help now to fight insecurity for your country. You know where US president spending Christmas and New Year? He come out from White House, said that they go his Mar-a-Lago resort for Florida. The same USO, it be like said they just moved the White House to Mar-a-Lago. Almost every day there were press conferences. Government was running normally. Now from that Mar-a-Lago resort, they conduct the raid where go capture Venezuela President Maduro. It be like that is president where they can't help now to fight insecurity. They work 365 days. Our own leaders, they go carry them, go overseas, they go, they pump them, they press them like baby Onike, they torture them, make citizens, they die, make President Kukuma de Europe, they badun. Ori buruku leshe, oh she leshe, but who is going to hold you to account? Even citizens prefer to discuss every other thing but how to hold their government accountable. Not the only presidency, even the National Assembly, they say Mori buruku, partners in failed and incompetent leadership. Up till today, National Assembly never resumed. They said they might resume by the end of January. Una know said there is a timeline for passing the new Electoral Act. February next year, election. This is January. National Assembly never finalized bill on Electoral Act amendment because una no one do am. Ori buruku lenshe, una only hope and guarantee na to rig election. But Nigerians know better and we go mount our guard. By July, una go recess where we say you go holiday, come back in September again. 3 arms of a useless government. A people who have no value to add to the life of the people. Your entire life for these 4 years, you people are on holiday. So there's no need to even they say una they go holiday. What una they do when una they work? If you are truly working country, go be like this. So you are on 4 years holiday. Now Nigerians, they suffer the damage from your 4 years holiday. May God give Nigerians grace to elect leaders where go work and not come and spend holiday in public office with taxpayer money. What a shame of a nation. What a tragedy of a country. People they die, leaders they on holiday. They on recess. A useless money point National Assembly that has nothing to offer the people. Nigerians, una must wake up. You must realize that to resist bad government no be just about 1 day protest. If they do tax, we go come out, we go say we no go agree, we no go agree. 1 day evening everybody enter house. Apart from protest, it must include active political mobilization. If you need to go register for political party, get registered. If you need to get your voters card, get your voters card. If you do not believe that the criminals in power fit do good for you, get a plan and a strategy to replace them with people you can trust and hold accountable. 2026 is a year of mobilization to self-liberation Nigeria. Because if you allow this criminality to continue in 2027, everybody is done for. We will have a criminality Armageddon. A country where criminals will make laws, criminals interpret the laws, and the laws are enforced by even greater criminals. God forbid. Me, Peter, for Nigeria, I refuse to stay in that kind of country. This Nigeria will not die here, we live here. Nigeria must work in our lifetime. APC, where is una master strategist president? Shena goes to work and hey, Tinubu for na legend. Gbogbo ọmọ Nàìjíríà mo kí yín, lọ́kùnrin lóbìnrin, lọ́mọdé lágbà. Ẹ kú ìrọ́jú o, ẹ má kú ìfaradà o. My name is Peter for Nigeria. Orí burúkú lẹ́ńṣẹ̀ Nigerian government.
Who sold Nigeria? How did a person like Pantani end up being in charge of our national data? How? Somebody who is a self-confessed terrorist became our Minister for Technology in charge of our national database. How? How? Who sold Nigeria? And me and you, we kept quiet. And then, when Buhari was done, he sold Nigeria as well. He sold it to Tinubu. This is very simple. Look all around you. Every law was compromised to make Tinubu the president of Nigeria. His pedigree didn't matter to the president. His educational background did not matter. He had to be the president. The sovereignty of this country was sold to make Tinubu the president of Nigeria. Laws be damned.
Morality be damned. And it's not just the judiciary who sold Nigeria to Tinubu. Where are the elders of this country? Where are they? Where are they? The political class, or should I say crass, where are they? Where are they? Who is speaking? A government is awarding, a president is awarding a contract with a no-bid contract at an unheard of price, at an outrageous sum, outrageous in the extreme, 2 point something. I can't even wrap my brains around the figures any longer. But nobody's talking. Nobody's talking. Nigeria has become Tinubu's property to do with as it pleases. What has Obasanjo said about it? Please, what have you heard from Abdulsalam Abubakar? Which one of your pastors have talked about the coastal road? How much have they collected out of it? Why are they all quiet? Nigeria is the way it is. Something that outrageous has happened and everybody who once spoke have kept quiet. Quiet. It's not even about us imagining things. It is about us being told. We're told routinely. In a country that has over 20 million children out of school, in a country where people cannot go to their farm, in a country that cannot even secure its own border, where somebody was Achi, I think that, yeah, Venerable Achi was kidnapped with his wife and daughter. Ransom was paid, but they killed this man in front of his wife and daughter, who must have been serially raped by now by these monsters. That country had hundreds of children in terrorist custody. The same terrorists who were phoned to release children, the same terrorists Bayo Ononuga told us they have their numbers, they can talk to them, who couldn't be spoken to. How absurd do you get? Hundreds of children in their custody, but this country has enough firepower to go and stop a coup. No problem. On whose authority? We have decades of non-alignment in our foreign policy, but overnight, Tinubu, a president lacking in legitimacy or popular mandate, he had been thwarted in his attempt at attacking Niger, thanks to David Udeyin and whoever leaked that memo. This man, within hours of a coup, could mobilize our Air Force and our special forces into Benin Republic. Before the dust of that one is even clear, under very opaque circumstances, in very opaque circumstances, our Air Force jet is grounded in Bobo Dioulasso or wherever in Burkina Faso, with our airmen detained, and they are still busy lying. Who sold Nigeria to Tinubu? That none of you can even talk. Nobody is asking questions. And before the dust is even settled, they are talking about our fathers fought against the sale of Nigerian sovereignty to Britain, who was our colonial master, the original owner of Nigeria, who actually paid a price, purchased it. Our fathers fought and ensured that these people could not, under any stretch of the imagination, bring that defense pact to function. But this generation is sitting down. A president forced on the country is selling our sovereignty brazenly. Our tax records supposedly anonymized would be shared with another country. Does this make any sense? Who sold this country? Who sold it? Who sold this country? How much was it sold for? Can we redeem it? Is it possible to redeem it? I don't understand exactly where we are, to the point where we do not seem to understand that these unilateral and opaque decisions that explains nothing to anybody, not even a pretense at carrying along the rubber stamp legislative hand. Does it make any sense that we, who are the victims, sit on the fringe whilst decisions are taken, impacting our interest and the interest of our children, the future of everybody, and we just keep quiet? Let me tell you when you become complicit. When citizens refuse to be informed, even if you are victims, to be freed, you must be informed. When information is weaponized against you, when poverty is weaponized against you, but you voluntarily refuse to be informed, you sold Nigeria. When you refuse to participate in the political process, flawed as it is, you failed Nigeria. You sold it. When you fail to demand accountability and transparency, when you find reasons to be silent in the face of evil, it is time now, our money is our own, you failed Nigeria, you sold it.
So guys, let me quickly take you through some of the reactions of what is happening on the social media, some of the headlines of what has been happening. There have been a lot of criticism on how Tinubu is going to be using the Nigerian people's money. One of the reactions is this one that says Tinubu allocates 1.01 trillion naira to in INEC 2026 budget, making one of the largest allocations ahead of Nigeria's 2027 general election. Nigerians are wondering, what's INEC going to spend? Is it the one they will spend and tell us there was a glitch? And nobody questions INEC. I mean, the docility of the Nigerian people is just making the whole thing to tire people, you know. These people, they can just throw this money into the ocean tomorrow and tell us it just sank and Nigeria will just move on. We reject and resist any attempt to rig the upcoming election. They have settled the riggers. They have paid their great fee for 2027. But what Nigerians do different? But what will Nigerians do differently? The question we all need to provide an answer to and act in accordance if we truly feel the pulse of the status quo. Honestly, what can we do differently to challenge these people? I mean, what can we do differently? This person here said 1.01 trillion. Wonderful. Okay, how much be Abia State budget? 1 trillion. Now 1 trillion. Tinubu even said something that is more than Abia State budget. What 126 billion couldn't do, 1 trillion would do it. That's our population again. Nigeria. Okay, what's our population again? Nigeria. How did we let this man happen to us? Honestly, 1 trillion naira. Hope someone won't divert the 1 trillion. This is too much. 1 trillion naira for election that will end up in glitches. This is too much money flowing into INEC, an institution that was supposed to be upright. Money is the root of all evil. The INEC very little during the election, the INEC very little during the election, even if the exercise was credible. What exactly does INEC need over 1 trillion for? Honestly, this government continues to insult our collective intelligence as a people. You know, not only did INEC under Yakubu turn out to be the most flawed, flawed. He also got ambassadorial position under this administration. Nothing but stupid. So guys, these are Nigerians reacting after Tinubu allocated 1 trillion naira, the most clueless president in the history of mankind. With President Tinubu, we will have the best election in Nigeria. God bless. 2027 secured. Let's not talk about the figures behind closed doors. If you know, you know. Honestly, this man say he don't win the election before they even campaign. Wow, that's quite generous investment, isn't it? Provision for rigging, adding to there are a lot of things going on here. You know, Nigerians are wondering, how did we get here? That we're spending this kind of money just for election, more than 1 trillion naira. This man say, low, already trying to buy the election, you will lose to Jonathan. You will lose to Jonathan. This man say, let the rigging begin. So guys, Nigerians are wondering what Tinubu is using, why Tinubu is giving INEC so much money. I'm sure the budget is not just for the process. Everyone gets bought off with it to planning the biggest election scam in history. I think this one makes sense. You know, 1.1 trillion to prepare for an election in a country where the average citizen can afford bread. That's not a budget. It's a down payment for a result. If only they sent this much energy and money to the national grid, we won't be in total darkness today. I mean, you can imagine if Tinubu even use 1/4 of this money to settle the electricity crisis that we have in Nigeria. Many Nigerians will afford cheaper electricity and be able to do some jobs online. Backhanded bribe. So what is Yakubu use all the hundreds of millions allocated to him to do? You mean INEC has to buy new equipment again for 2027? This country is a shameless negroes man. So guys, these are reactions from Nigerians. This person here say nothing concern this one with government, even if the hunger and hardship finishes the citizens, as long as he can buy every sector to his favor. That's Tinubu for you. As far as Tinubu can lay his hand on everybody to work for him, Tinubu does not care about what Nigerians are going through. I mean, allocating 1 trillion naira for a country with the highest unemployment rate and all kinds of vices in Nigeria, spending 1 trillion just to deliver a technical glitch that will likely force most election results to be denied by the 3-man panel and the Supreme Court overturning the people's mandate. I thought the claimed Bad was an accountant. They claimed Tinubu was an accountant, but he cannot even check and balance up and see that 1 trillion for a country where you have unemployment rising every day. Ew, APC has really finished this country, honestly. I don't know what people think, what they are thinking. To rig election, 2027 election, more than 1 trillion naira. So guys, with this allocation, let there be no more technical glitch. This person is telling INEC, let's get the rigging started. And you tell me that the election will be free and fair. Opposition parties should better come together and start writing to the UN and US against what might be the worst election in the history of mankind. I think we really want to see Peter Obi and others come out to speak about this. Throwing 1.01 trillion at INEC won't buy credibility. What the commission needs is most is independence, not another rerun of 2023 election go to court posture that laundered electoral fraud through the judiciary. So guys, this is what Nigerians are saying. There is not but trust is not bought with budget allocation. It is earned through integrity. It is earned through integrity. So guys, that is what this guy is saying. I don't know what you make of this. You can say no 2027 for this man. You will still see some APC supporters defending Tinubu. Almost see cash out for INEC chairman. The money is really too much, honestly. What Tinubu plans to spend for the next election is really much. It's really much. Anyway, Nigeria has become a transactional country with transactional leaders, like Peter Obi will always say, and that is what you are seeing when you have this level of transactional human beings. So guys, let me know what you think about it in the comment section below. Please don't forget to subscribe to the channel and turn on the bell notification for more updates. Thank you.